Hey TOTers, how you guys doing? Welcome back to the channel. Thanks for taking the time out of your day to watch this video. Before we start, please hit the thumbs up, the subscribe button, and the notification bell button so that way you get notified of every video that I put out. Today, we're going to talk about a Linux distribution that isn't talked about very often, but is known and has been around for a while, and the distribution that it's based off has been around forever. It's like the granddaddy of GNU Linux distributions. That's right. We're going to talk about Zenwalk Gnu Linux. And Zenwalk GNU Linux is based off of Slackware. It is a distribution that really, when it started off as a project that actually was made by this gentleman, and he made it to just encompass what he wanted in a distribution. And then it was called something else, and then it got forked into Zenwalk with a full development team. But they started to go off on their different route and things in what they wanted to, their ideas were for Zenwalk and what they wanted to do. And so he basically, for the most part, decided to kibosh that, revisited Zenwalk to what it was trying to be, the basic spirit of the GNU Linux spirit, and brought it back to what it is today, where with the help of the actual Slackware development team. So the Slackware themselves helped him develop this and put forth this project. And now it's had a release update, and that's what we're looking at. I think it's version 23. It is the actual XFZE version. So let's go ahead and log in and take a look at what it looks like. So this is your login greeter. So I'm gonna what I found about it in test driving it is that there is it doesn't ever remember your username. You have to put it in every time when you go to log in. This is what you're greeted with when you log in. It's simple, it's clean, it's neat. It's XFCE, so therefore it's got the panel at the top is modified. Got just the basic app launcher, but with XFCE, you can right click on the desktop and you can get your launchers this way as well. Right here under applications is where is your entire categorized pull down menu, as well as clicking this button up here will, on the top left hand corner, will bring down your menu as well. So then over here on the right hand side, you've got your time and date, then you got your volume icon, and then you've got your internet connectivity. And then you have the Zenwalk CDs still mounted on the VirtualBox. And this is VirtualBox that I'm running it in. I have given it a generous 25 gigs of space, which is way more than what it needs. I have given it 10 gigs of RAM and 6 gigs of my processor. So it has got plenty of resources for what it needs. So let's go ahead and take a look at the menu here. So to you just click on it, it drops down. You got your home. These are your pinned already, your favorites right here. You got your home, and then you've got your web browser. So the web browser that it uses apparently is Chromium. Let's go ahead and open this up and find out. Yep, it's Chromium, and it's version 83.04. So there you go. And of course, you can do, your GTK themes, whatever, your classic, whatever you want to do. You just have fun with it. That is a look at the Chromium. It's standard web browser. So anyhow, so then your home directory is, please choose your preferred file manager. Let's go with Thunar, XFCE Thunar. We all know I love Thunar. I got a whole video dedicated to Thunar. Go see it. thelinuxtube.com. The Linux Tube on YouTube. Watch the Thunar video. Either way, here is your basic fully configured and fully themed Thunar. None of the plugins have been added, but I'm sure you can put your plugins in if you want. So, yep, there's Thunar. Now, let's open up again under favorites. That's what's there for all applications is obviously all. And scrolling through it, there's not a whole lot installed. So that's a pretty lightweight distro as far as I think it's like 1.1 gigs. Anyhow, to the ISO is, so it's very minimal. So you've got about me, you've got accessibility under the actual settings thing, category. You have advanced network configuration, you have appearance. Click on appearance. This is where you can customize it from, Zen. It's already to a customized one called Zen. And then you can do Adwaita Dark, Adwaita, Arc Dark, high contrast for icons, using their Zen icons. Then you've got, different icons. You can do the Adwaita ones and the flat woken ones. For your fonts, of course, you can set your fonts and other settings in that area. So there's that for your appearance that you could get to there. Bluetooth is there. Bluetooth adapters, you'll detect it in Bluetooth Manager. And what else is in there that's of importance? I mean, it's every kind of CPU frequency, CMake, bulk rename. They got Catfish file search installed, GNOME disks. So they've got a smattering of apps that are GNOME centric as well as XFCE centric, which GNOME disks is here, which is not bad. I enjoy that when I use it myself. I've actually had it on a couple of distros that I've drove for a while. So they've got password keeper, then they've got or password for password keeper. They've got power manager, Qt4 suite for configuring your Qt apps and stuff. Window manager tweaks. This is where you can enable focus, accessible, cycling, focus, accessibility, your workspaces, your placement, where you can, adjust all that, and you can actually make adjustments to your compositor to add more, transparency or opaqueness to it or whatever. So there's all that there, and that's under accessories. Of course, the ones of note are the Catfish, Clipman, GNOME Disk, Flatpak Hub. That is the other thing that I should mention. This has Flathub installed so that you can get a lot of your everyday applications that you need that may not be in the repositories for Slackware. Not that there aren't many that aren't in there. And net package is the actual package adapter manager for it. You could still use that as well. And I'll show that a little bit later on. But Flathub is what makes Zenwalk. It's more of a modern day user base, new to users, ease of use type distribution designed for, with the Slackware backbone. So that being said, it's trying to be a bit more modernized, and so in not the old school look and feel of what us old school people had to go through. Graphics, you've got GNU and Geeky, which is their image viewer, and then of course you've got the default browser in there, which it should be an internet. It's in like every category, it's like. And then under internet, of course, you got the default browser. They've got an FTP client called GNOME or GFTP. They have the Avahi server installed. They've got transmission installed as your torrent file loader, and then they've got ZenMap, both NWPA GUI. So for multimedia, you have EasyTag, you have the Pulse Audio Equalizer. They've got MPV for the media player installed instead of VLC. Then you have Pavu control, and then you've got your webcam utility with Qt V4L2, and they got Spec. For other, they have Zenwalk, which if you click on that, I think it just takes you to their webpage. Yes, it does. As you can see, we're right here at the webpage. That will give you the news about Zenwalk is right here, where you can read it, where, this person's been using since 1999. I think Slackware came into existence in like 1993. So it is, it's been around for a long time. Like I said, it's the great granddaddy of all distributions, Slackware. And it actually started, he's got all their reiteration and releases right here. So anyhow, so you might want to check that out. And then under system, of course, it's got all your system centric applications like CPU frequency, deconf editor, bulk rename, grsync, gparted, host, htop. Oh, let's take a look at what it looks like. So htop, let's go ahead and make this ginormous. I love the transparency that's given to their terminal too. Although when you're over something white, it could be, you could lose your text in the middle of it. So you can adjust that through your settings, your preferences. Preferences, advanced, I believe, appearance. Right here is the opacity. See, I can set it where it's not as opaque. We'll go right about there. Looks kind of sexy. Still dark, but you can still kind of see through it. You can't see it so much in the video, but in real life you can see through it barely. It's like you know, your really dark tint, limo tint. But at any instance, right now, with opening up stuff, absolutely not on a cold start, but actually just, you know, doing this review, you know, mucking around a little bit. It's sitting at 456 megs. Let me see if I can make that a little bit bigger. Why not? There we go. 470 megs, as you can see right now. That is ginormously minimal. I mean, it's under a half a gig of RAM. That is amazing. I mean, I don't. Let's see. Let me make this smaller again. Up into it. Search for it. This. Um. There. Here, and let's go to web browser. Let's fire up the web browser. Make that small and see in HTOP. Now we're at 600 megs. We're still with one web browser, two tabs, three, four tabs open. We're still, and let's go here to go to like YouTube. Let's see, get it to play a video. Get the video. Thanks for clicking on the thumbnail to watch. So there we go. We'll make the video full screen. That's not and right now we're at 1 gig. We're actually 1 gig, 1.3 gigs right here. So not bad. It's very lightweight, very non-resource intensive, which is a wonderful thing. But then again, it's Slackware. You know, that's one of the things about Slackware. It's known for is being very stable and very non-resource intensive. So you got Sensor Viewer, you got your System Clock Manager, you got your Task Manager, Thunar File Manager, and of course the full suite of XFCE tools that are in their terminals and stuff like that. So, I mean, there's really not much in here. Now, say you want to add a application, what you would do is you would open up a terminal. Let's see here. Oh. Damn it, there's something that they need to do. They need to rename that because there's the same one. Open up. Let's type in. net pkg, and let's do OBS and see what we get. We got to choose a source. So we're going to go, let's do, what the hell? Let's try number 1. And there was nothing there. So let's try this again. Up arrow. We're going to hit 1 to change, and let's go to 6. What the heck? Go the opposite. Did not come up with anything there. So let's try package again. Hang on. All right, let's try installing. Since OBS isn't there, let's try VLC. See something there. Did see something that. Keep it. Yep, it's there. So we're going to hit 1 to install. And it's installing it. So now I failed to download. Please check out another source. Skipping. What about, let's see if Spotify's. Let's hit 1 to change, but let's go back to the number 5, which is Slack only. Spotify's there, so we're going to hit 1 to install. And it's failing to download. I wonder if it's because of my virtual machine. But anyhow, there's that you can do for net package. Also, if you want to know, let's type in clear real quick. And let's do net pkg, and it could be that I'm also forgetting some stuff. It's been a long time. It's been at least 12 years, 13 years since I've used Slackware. So let's do net package, and then -- help will give you the man page that you could look at. And as you can see, you got your pattern 1, which is going to be your install, remove, reinstall, download, whatever. Update will update for all updatable packages. So you can do netpackage.u or update, and it should do that. So visit your thing. So like if we type in net package, and then let's see -u, see what it does. It's searching right now for all the updatable packages. I got a feeling I should have waited to do that. So I'm going to go ahead and pause the video to see what it does, and then I'll resume when it's done doing what it's doing. Okay, it finished searching all the packages that are installed, comparing them against their repositories, and it's got 1, which is going to be Mako, and I'm going to hit 1 to install, and we're about to install the following packages. Continue. Yes. Make up safe. We're going to hit 1 for yes. Oh, no. It's failing to download all of them. It's doing the same thing. I'm just going to hit 5 to exit. So there's that. So you understand that. But that's not really what. It's more than likely probably my internet connection through my virtual box. It's stopping it, or my router. But either way, they don't want you to do that. They want you to mostly use Flathub. I know this one should work because I have that enabled on my regular router, so my firewall is probably not going to stop it. Or I mean, my regular daily driver. So let's just pick something here. I mean, let's pick letterpress salt. Real quick. What the hell? We'll try the game. We're gonna hit install. Gonna download it. You got to do here. Go to folder. Flatpak install. Now it's installing it. And when it's done, I'll unpause the video. Okay, so it finished what it's doing. So let's look in games and find out if it's right there. We're going to click it up. So it's got some dependencies that it further needs. And so what it is I have to, it says right here, one way to obtain the files that it needs, which are these right here, these dependencies, is to install Steam and extract those files from the directory and copy it right to here, and then it will run. So, but as you can see, it installed. It just, I didn't pick a good program to use as an example, but it installed and it worked. So by design, it wants you to use Flatpaks, which is a much better way of installing packages on uh, Slackware anyhow. Either way, that is a look at the Slackware system, and that is a look at Zenwalk. It's kind of like Red Core OS to Gen 2, where it takes an older distribution or a harder distribution that most people don't commonly use and presents it in a much better way. Now, the knock on this thing, because I've recently been told I don't ever say any bad things about distros, and there are some good aspects and bad aspects on distros that should be brought up. One, the package manager. Originally, net package is a harder package manager to use. The resource, there's not a lot of, you spend a lot more time compiling software or Slackware than you do, like, say, Debian or Gen 2. You compile for Gen 2 a lot, but they have more available in their repos than Slackware does. You wind up going to GitHub, downloading and compiling more of the more modern day apps that you'll need in this than you would, say, like Arco Linux, Ubuntu, you basic run of the mill ones. The other thing is the bootloader's Lilo, and you got to do the automatic setup for it, which when you do the setup, and that's the other knock too. That's number two, is Lilo for the bootloader instead of Grub, which a lot of people argue about that, but I like both. They both work, but it's a little bit more difficult to set up Lilo than it is Grub. And the third knock is the actual installation process. Most people are used to a self-guided one like Color Mars, this, that, and other. This one uses the enthusisam one, which is the one that a lot of people do not feel comfortable with, because the biggest sticking part in it isn't so much the other stuff, because you could read through it and figure it out, but it's preparing the disks for the install. In Slackware, you actually have to use CFdisk or FDisk. If you're apt at doing that, no problem. You can get it installed. It took me about 5 minutes to install this altogether. Honest to God, it took longer for it to download the packages for the base package to install than it did for me to get through the actual installer. So that's that. And I'm going to do a follow-up video on how to install this, so that if you are not strong or proficient in actually using the end curses, I'm going to take you through the walkthrough on how to install this, so you can actually test drive this yourself and see if it's something you like. This is a great learning distribution. This distribution will have you learn the true spirit and basics of Linux. It's a good one. It really is. So if you're new to Linux and you're wanting to extend your experience with Linux and build upon what you already know, and aren't afraid to take it and test drive something like this in a virtual machine, this is the one for you guys to try for sure. So that being said, y'all keep doing what you do. Y'all keep on Linuxing. You guys have a safe and blessed day, and I'll see you in the very next one.